Hi, I'm Matt. I'd like to talk to you about a project we're working on called Reworking the Language of the Web to empower web teams. To help you understand what I mean, I'd like to take a look at the hypothetical example cutecats.com. Cutecats.com is a site dedicated to sharing pictures of cute cats. The web development team hypothetically consists of 3 people working together. There's Edgar, a backend developer, Jamie, a front-end developer, Chuck, a WYSIWYG user, and their job is to work together to deliver the best site they can to Devin. The backend developer, Edgar, he queries the database to get the latest pictures of cute cats that were updated. That feed is then provided to Jamie, who structures the data so that it can be delivered. Chuck adds textual contents to the page, but isn't able to adjust the backend feed because it's written in a different language. And a lot of times you'll have ideas like, hey, it'd be cool if there was 2 cats on this page. But because he's limited in what he can do, a lot of times there's a missed opportunity there. And Devin, when she's actually on the site, she feels the same way. Since the person that's most intimate with the page isn't empowered to make the edits that they need to make, there's a missed opportunity. And maybe Devin doesn't come back to the site. So the problem is that the language that they're using, and they're using a language called HTML5, which they're using it because it's the language that is delivered to the browser. And bits and pieces of the team has to use this language to put together the website. And the problem with this is this language it's written based on principles established 50 years ago. One of those principles comes from the language SGML, which was released in 1986. That language carries with it an assumption that markup should not dictate processing needs. That means that markup or HTML5 in a medium should not specify how many cute cats pictures there should be by design. And that's a really missed opportunity. It makes it a really bad language for the team to use to try to encode and decode the message of what a successful website and web page is. So right now, in the current paradigm, after there's processing, for backend feeds and stuff, the front-end developer structures the feed, and because HTML5 isn't powerful enough, it can't specify processing needs. You have to implement a templating language to glue everything together and bring together all the dynamic content. What we're proposing is a different solution. It's called LivingHTML or LHTML. And this standard is designed to be emergent. It makes minimal assumptions. The team's language should be the team's language. They should have their own terms and phrases for the things, that minutiae that they encounter on a daily basis. There should be some standards as far as just like any dialect, any form of communication. And we're going to try to create that. So we are proposing 2 parts of our solution. The first part is LHTML specification, which is going to be separate from the implementation. And the idea behind the specification is to decide on what the general rules should be behind a system that is using LHTML5. or LHTML and put those together. And we don't want to specify that it needs to be written in this language because we don't want to limit teams. We want them to be able to design their own implementation if they want. That being said, the implementation that we'll be working on is called LivingMarkup, and that will be written in PHP. We're going to design it to be the best open source product we can, with the idea being that it's not going to be a monolithic solution, but rather a library that other teams can implement. So if they need to perform or want to perform LHTML processing to help empower their teams in their web application or web product, they can do so. Yeah, really excited about the project. Check back soon for updates.